All right, welcome back. BS with Brian Simpson, episode 1, something like that. Let's start off with, let's get the emails out the way, because it's weird, because we sometimes we have 1, sometimes we had 10. All right. Hi Brian, first time, long time. Actually, wait a minute. Before I get into that, I forget. If you got any questions, comments, concerns, you want advice from the advice champ, go ahead and email me at BSwithBrianSimpson@gmail.com. If you want to come see me on tour, go to BrianSimpsonComedy.com. I will be in Las Vegas at Jimmy Kimmel Comedy Club this weekend. I believe when this episode comes out, it'll be Friday, so it'll still be time to fucking get that. You know what I'm saying? And then the next spot will be Denver Comedy Works. July 11th, 12th, and 13th. And then on the 14th, I'm going to be doing the first Bottom of the Barrel outside of the Mothership. That's the show I do every Tuesday at the Mothership. It's improvised. The audience puts suggestions in the bucket. We put it out. We riff. That kind of thing. So I'll be in Denver 11th through the 14th. And then July 25th, 26th, and 27th, okay, I'll be at the Comedy Castle in Royal Oak, Michigan. That's right outside of Detroit. And lastly, August 2nd and 3rd, I'll be at Hilarities in Cleveland. So those are like the ones coming up real quick. Go ahead and get them tickets right now. I think Vegas is going fast. So, whatever. Do what you got to do. All right. Hi, Brian. First time, long time, I've gotten into the habit lately of posing would you rather questions where the outcome is always absolutely awful. Would you rather have your girlfriend/wife cheat on you with your best friend or worst enemy, and why? I love the show and hope you come and perform in Long Island sometime soon. Well, thank you, FR. My best friend or my worst enemy? My best friend or my worst enemy? I'm gonna go ahead and say worst enemy. Yeah, I'm gonna say worst enemy. Yeah, I ain't gonna lose. I can't lose the homie because I'm gonna look at my friend different. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna look at my friend different. And so yeah, I'd rather keep a friend. I ain't gonna lose my girl and my friend. So yeah, my worst enemy. You can have him, bitch. You can have her. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah, that. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with worst enemy for sure. Cause best friend, even though it's like my best friend. See, the thing is, I can't even. I'm just this particular person that I'm thinking of. Because I don't really have a worst enemy to compare. So I guess I there's emotional attachment to the best friend. It's hard for me to think of this as just like best friend in general, just the concept of best friend, without attaching it to my specific best friend. Even though I don't know if I even have a best friend, that feels kind of childish, But I'd say my closest, longest friend. See, I can't even imagine him. I can't even imagine that. That's and when I'm just thinking of it, the feelings I have aren't even negative. Like if I'm imagining it, the feelings ain't even negative. I would probably I'd be like, well, you know what? Yeah, because he does things that, see, my homie's he's a solid dude. So and I'm a terrible boyfriend. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, because if I'm thinking about my ex and my closest friend, I feel like that's a good match. You know what I'm saying? Because that's why my friend, my closest friend, we were in the Marine Corps together, but like, I think that you should be friends with people that have qualities that you wish to possess. Like something about them you wish you were. Because you got to be best friends with somebody that inspire you. I think that's your closest friends should be people that you want to be like, or you want to be more like, you know. And one thing my closest friend, he's got infinite patience. You know what I mean? And I think if you dated my ex, you would need that. So I would be looking at it like, well, good for her. Like, she need that. Like, I don't got it, you know? But the cheating, see, that's the thing. The sneaky link, that's the thing. Because you're not saying my ex, you're saying my current girl. Even still, probably, I wouldn't be able. Because I would stay friends with my friend. You know, I guess it would depend. It would depend on what my relationship was with that. Like if it was on the rocks, if the relationship I was in was on the rocks, and he smashed, I would feel some kind of way for a little bit, but I would get past it. If it was on the rocks because of me, then I would get over it. You know, like if I was like, I get it. But if it was on the rocks because of her, like it was like some kind of betrayal. See, that's the thing. I would feel more betrayed if my best friend was fucking my girlfriend, if he knew that she was the ops now. Like if she, like, you know what I'm saying? It wouldn't necessarily be about the fucking, but it's like, yo, why you fucking my enemy? Like, you know me and her finna split. You know she did XYZ. That would bother me more than like if it was just like, yo, this relationship's been over for a year and a half. Y'all just going through the motions. Y'all don't even like each other. She don't treat you good. You don't treat her good. She threw me some pussy. I'd be like, yeah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Am I in the minority? Because saying it out loud makes me feel like I don't know. That's how I really feel though. But yeah, I guess I came a full 360 just in this rant because, yeah, my worst enemy, I guess the same applies. It would depend on the circumstances of our relationship. If she was already my enemy, like we were already on the verge of being enemies, and she fucked my worst enemy, I would be like, oh man, thank God, y'all deserve each other. Well, let's see how long this lasts, you know? But if like shit was sweet, and she fucked my worst enemy, I don't know. Ugh. No, I'm gonna stick with best friend. Final answer. All right. Next email. Kurt. Okay. Ciao, Brian. Okay, Kurt, where you from? You from Italy? Just listen to the episode regarding the 8 black men removed from a flight for BO. As a South African who grew up under apartheid, the blacks smell bad stereotype hits me particularly hard. Under apartheid, the majority of blacks were denied access to basic necessities like housing, education, and electricity, meaning that black laborers would either boil water over a coal stove in an enclosed environment or wash in cold water outside, year-round, or cold water indoors. The result was that the body odor of non-whites was more evident and stronger than whites, but not because they were unhygienic or dirty, but because of circumstance. When my family owned a manufacturing business post-apartheid, we also made sure to offer hot showers to the workers, knowing that it was probably the only opportunity to have a hot shower. I fucking hate that American Airlines story because it is rooted in racism and hatred and serves to reinforce stereotypes of white supremacy. Love the show, just wanted to share. Well, goddamn, ciao, Kurt. Wait a minute, so now you confuse me, Kurt. They say ciao in South Africa, or you from, okay, you live in somewhere else. Okay, you adopting the lingo so you can get laid. I understand that. Yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, racism is everywhere and in everything to different levels. You know what I'm saying? It's the cosmic microwave background racism that just permeates the world, you know what I'm saying? And you only get to ignore it if you white. That's basically what it is, you know? And whatever. All right, next email. Hey, Brian, fairly new listener of the pod. Love the special. Do you think racism would be different towards black people if slavery didn't exist, or how much would it affect it, Orville? Man, that's... well, definitely different. Because, and I'm going to tell you why. It's because I think tribalism has always existed. it's always been easy to like other people. And I think it's because people are more willing to, people are at their most productive when they feel like they're defending something, when they have an adversary, And so I think it's human nature to create that adversary no matter what. You know what I mean? Like if everybody on Earth was the same color, skin, we would divide over something else, eye color or hair color or height or whatever. It'll always be something. You know what I mean? I mean, what the fuck happened to the Neanderthals? We whooped their ass, so we probably wiped them out. That's one of the prevailing theories. You know what I mean? And so would racism be different? Of course it would, because American racism against Black people is unique in that so this goes deeper into. So look, I'm one of those people that also believe it's human nature to like seek permission to be your worst self. Like you're looking for permission to be your worst self. You're looking for the right set of circumstances where you get to behave badly. That's how most people are moving. You know what I mean? And I think American chattel slavery, in where you were like property and not human, like that was so terrible that I think most people needed some sort of moral justification, and so and so it created this, they had to create, all these weird, fake scientific theories and all this other stuff to look at us as not human. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's like this idea that slavery was okay back then. It's not true. I think most people felt like slavery was wrong, right? Unless, and so you looking for that unless. Like I would never own a person, but these ain't people. You know what I mean? Like you had to get yourself there for you to be okay with what was going down. So anyway, my point is, I think a lot of and then when slavery ended, the ghost of it kind of continued through, Jim Crow and, et cetera. And so I think a lot of those justifications and a lot of those stereotypes that are still kind of damaging have gone on. I mean, very similar to apartheid. We were talking about that earlier, where it's like, it's over, but it isn't over. You know what I mean? There's still, because you can make something illegal, but you can't change people's hearts. You can't change people's minds. It's not like the moment the slaves was freed, everybody just disbanded the Ku Klux Klan. You know what I mean? It's like it's not like the moment the Civil Rights Act was passed, all the racist cops retired and all the racist senators left the country. They all were still here, still working to get, I'll put it like this. If you think, and this is why it always kills me when people say that there's no racism in America. It's like, think about this. Think about how people relaxed when Roe v. Wade happened. That happened right before I was born in the 70s. Some people think this was some 1920s ruling or something. Nah, this happened in the 70s. And think about how people got relaxed. You know what I mean? We thought of a time where you couldn't, because I was never alive during a time where a woman couldn't get an abortion anywhere in the country, right? And so we took it for granted, and now it's like they didn't lose that court case and stop. They've been fighting for all these years to get where we at right now, where it got overturned. And it's the same thing. It's like there's racist old money, racist power that has always been fighting to return to that time when Black people had to walk the streets in fear and lower their head when they saw a white man. And there's people that's nostalgic for that time that have power, and they've gotten better at talking around it and trying to make it about some other shit so they can get the same effect. But it is still there. So yeah, I think racism in the world would be a little different if American chattel slavery did not occur. because I think the level of hatred would be different. The collective fear, the collective white fear of black people wanting revenge, or what would happen if black people were in power, that would be different. You know what I mean? But it would still be here. Like I said, we would find some other thing to hate each other about, but that's where I'm at with it. Thanks, Orville. Go back in time. Where and when would you go? XOXO Tiffany. Well, again, time travel is tricky for black people. Every time, go on the internet. I should make an internet compilation of all the times a black person has been asked about time travel. It's like, going backwards in time to when? I would have to go back to... I mean, first of all, why go backwards in time? I don't understand that. It was less hygienic. People wasn't as hot. People weren't as fit. It didn't smell as good. You know what I mean? You probably don't even have the proper gut biome to even digest any of the food straight up. You probably catch some shit that who knows? Or you give them some shit that they ain't immune to, and then you end up spreading some plague, and then the rest of the world, and then you end up not even being born. See, but if you're just saying, but that's not what this question is about. This question isn't going, hey, Brian, take time travel to its logical conclusion. What you're saying is, what era, if it were safe, and if, it wasn't a threat of any kind, and if, you're asking what era would I be interested in visiting, if I could. So I guess, honestly, man, I want to go back to that. I want to go see what happened to the fucking Neanderthals. That's what I want to see. I want to motherfucking know. I want to know what happened to the Neanderthals. And if maybe if I can't go back then, I would go back and tell Cleopatra not to fuck with Mark Antony. You know what I'm saying? I would keep her away from that nigga. Maybe. Yeah. Yeah, these are all good questions. All right, and I'm here for it, Beaver Puss. This. Yeah, shout out to all my Beaver Pusses out there. That's our fake name for our fans. Elephant in the room today. I don't know if y'all are paying attention. For whatever reason, when I'm in a deep depression, which I'm just coming out of, I get into crime shit. I get into analytical shit. I like to watch, court proceedings and shit like that. Like none of these, like I never, what's funny is I never watched the big celebrity trials. I'm fascinated by the trials that aren't up there. You know what I mean? I like to watch, I like to watch people battle over child support. I like to watch people like regular low-profile murder cases and shit like that. It's a million YouTube channels on it, but every now and then something happens that's crazy. So, and this is funny. I haven't watched a single second of any of the Donald Trump trials. Right? I'm absolutely. Right now, in the last 48 hours, I'm obsessed with the Young Thug trial, the YSL trial that's going on in Georgia. What a fucking shit show that is. I can't believe I haven't been paying attention to it. Like, you hear little snippets here and there, but if you're not familiar, Young Thug is a rapper. He had his whole rapping crew, the YSL crew. The state of Georgia accused them of being a criminal enterprise and got them with like a state RICO thing. RICO is the racketeering, blah, 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 organized crime thing that they use to take down the mafia. Now Georgia has its own kind of thing, and they try to charge them with that. Like they're a criminal organization. Anyway, it seemed like, oh shit, when it first happened, it seemed like, oh, this motherfucker going down. Because this is the state government, but the federal government don't bring RICO charges unless you're going down. I don't think they've lost any of those. You know what I mean? Because by the time they get you, because they taking down the whole organization. By the time they file a RICO charge, they got so much motherfucking evidence on you to put you under the prison. And then people start flipping left and right. You know, because once they can hit you with the RICO, that means anybody associated with you, they can pull in this bitch and lock up. You know, and so, so I was thinking when the state of Georgia brought its own form of RICO charge against Young Thug and his organization, I'm thinking, man, these boys going under the jail. But it seemed like the state is, and keep in mind, I haven't been attention to this at all until 2 days ago, and just going through the highlights. I mean, it seems like the judge is kind of in cahoots with the prosecution. Like, they're trying to convict this motherfucker. And so what happened that brought this to my attention was 2 days ago, somebody went to testify against the defendant, right? He had a plea deal where he got immunity, but when he got up on the stand, he refused to testify. So they tried to hold him in contempt, right? And so then a criminal contempt is another different charge, and you have to have a separate hearing on that, right? So he got a different attorney for that. And then that attorney, him, the prosecutor, and the prosecutor's team all met in the judge's chambers. They call that in parte. It's like off to the side conversation, right? But that, you ain't supposed to do that without informing the other side. But also what's unusual about this is that you're not supposed to do that with a sworn-in witness, right? So they met up with the prosecution, the prosecution's hostile witness, that guy's attorney, and didn't tell the defense attorney for Young Thug. And so then that defense attorney showed up to the court fired up and was like, yo, I heard this meeting happened and this is improper and it's against court rules and the judge was like, wait, but hold on. Who told you? So it turned into that. The dude was like, it don't matter who told me. Like, did you have a secret meeting with the prosecution and their sworn-in witness? The judge was like, you got 5 minutes to tell me who told you that. You know? And he wouldn't tell him. He was like, I don't need 5 minutes. So they locked his ass up. They locked up his attorney. And then yesterday, that attorney's attorney showed up to the court and she said, yo, I got 25 attorneys with me. Straight like that. And we're sitting here telling the judge the law doesn't, I mean, this judge seemed like a clown. I don't know, maybe I don't know nothing about the law, but he seemed like, bro, you broke the law. It would appear that you broke the law. And now you're like, but who told you? Who told you? Doesn't that seem, I don't know if the irony is the right word, but imagine this. You're proceeding over a trial of a person who would love to know who, like what I'm saying is the judge is doing the same thing the criminals are doing, would do if they could get away with it. You know, imagine me walking up like, hey, are you running a criminal organization? And I'm like, wait a minute, who told you that? Like, who responds to an allegation like that? You know, it's like he's trying to act like a mob boss. Like, wait a minute, nah. And then, so here's the other thing. So he locked up this guy's attorney and then tried to force the assistant attorney to continue on with the trial, which is also, like, it's so many things happening that are crazy because it's like, you can't make me have this attorney. Like, that attorney was like, I'm not doing that. You know what I mean? Like the guy you just locked up is the one prepared to defend him to the best of his ability. No one brought up the fact that, like, you can't punish a client for their attorney being like if their attorney pisses you off, you can't punish them, right? It's like you can't weaken their ability to defend themselves because the attorney crossed some line. I mean, you shouldn't. I mean, But anyway, that shit is fascinating me. If you ain't on game, like keep on. I can't wait to get home and watch what's going on right now. I'm gonna keep this shit in the background. And I don't even know none of the particulars. I'm here for this particular set of drama. I don't know what Young Thug did or did not do. I know it's a lot of wild shit been happening in this trial, a lot of unprecedented shit. It's clear that this district attorney is used to having it easy, like having everything kind of laid out. I mean, she up against this, I forget this dude's name, something Steele. But she up against a motherfucker that's like, will literally like do anything. Like Young Thug went and got like her polar opposite. Where like this dude is on top of every statute, on top of every precedent, on top of every objection. It feels like they barely let him speak at all. And now he damn near he this close to get the judge thrown off the case. Because I think that, I think the judge has a right to have secret conversations. I mean, not secret conversations. He has a right to have in parte conversations, which is like not on the record in his chambers, right? That's perfectly fine. He has the right to do that without the other attorney being present. But he has to, inform the other attorney that it took place, right? And I think by having a sworn-in witness there, which is the highly unusual part, right? Basically trying to compel him to testify. That is a problem. Like that is an issue to have a sworn-in witness in your chambers with the prosecution trying to compel him to a particular set of actions. That's looked like collusion. That looked like an unfair trial, right? And the thing is, this was so brilliant about what Mr. Steele did is even if what the judge did was perfectly legal and within the technical rule book, it's too late. The public perception is that this judge doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. He's in cahoots with the prosecution. His impartiality has been compromised. And I think what that dude just did was he put that mistrial in his back pocket. So however else this turned out, he put that mistrial in his back pocket. And the judge is in a precarious position because I think he's going to have to release that attorney. Because he's telling the attorney, he told him, like, you're locked up until you give me a name. And I don't, and you can do that if it's a civil contempt of court. But he's trying to charge him with criminal contempt of court, which means he has to have his own hearing from a different judge. And he don't want to do that. Right? And so it's like, it's a lot going on here. And he's trying to force the shit to proceed. It's like, it's a lot going on there. So, shout out to Thug. He's definitely he's not gonna go to prison anytime soon. He's not gonna go to prison this year. Not from this trial. This trial's a wrap. There's no appellate court that's not gonna be like, oh, son of a bitch. We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if that judge is not a judge in the next 6 months. But we'll see. Shout out to all my legal nerds out there. It's all happening. School board in Florida bans books about book bans. What? School officials in Florida have banned a book about book banning. The Indian River County School Board voted to ban this book by Alan Gratz from its shelves in a meeting last month, overruling its own district book review committee's decision to keep it. The children's novel follows a fictional fourth grader who creates a secret banned books locker library after her school board pulled a multitude of titles off the shelves. Indian River County School Board members said they disliked how it referenced other books that had been removed from schools and accused it of teaching rebellion of school board authority. Yeah, man, we really are. These really are the last days. We really ought to. We really ought to fucking just prepare, bro. I mean, it turned. You know what's so funny? I never thought I would admit, but the doomsday preppers were right this whole time. We need to get a bunker. You need a bunker, canned goods, learn you some recipes, learn how to fucking dress an animal and turn it into a coat and food for the winter. Like, cause we're headed that way. We definitely headed in that direction where it's like the little pockets of fashion. Because like I said, both sides are all about fascism when they think it's going to be a result they want. Right? And so that's why, you know, every time one side gets in power, it gets a little more fascist, and then they switch sides, and then it gets a little more fascist. It's because either side is agreeable with fascism. You know, as long as whatever's coming down the pipe hurts the other team or helps their team, they don't care that it's fascism. So that's why we're going to end up with shit like this. A real nutcase. Okay, Associated Press. Stone Creamery faces suit over lack of real pistachios and pistachio ice cream. Now, this is the kind of heavy-hitting journalism that we after. Okay? This is the kind of hard-hitting expose that speaks truth to power. Okay? The pistachio mafia has been out of control. Is it nuts to... Okay, now they starting out with puns. I'm not a fan of this Susan Haig. Okay, you got a pun in the title, you got puns in the... Stop it. Is it nuts to assume a scoop of pistachio ice cream should contain actual pistachios? Or how about real butter in a dish of butter pecan? No, bitch, that's not reasonable. Not anymore, not in 2024. Okay? Because listen, the only thing, if you haven't learned this by now, is in the United States of America, if it has something on the box, all they trying to tell you is it tastes like that. They're not telling you nothing else about what's in it. If you weren't around, if you were born after 1990, you're forgiven for not knowing better. But if you were around for when McDonald's came out with the chicken selects, which is their version of chicken strips, okay? And the big talking point was how it was 100% real chicken. And that is when everybody was like, so wait a minute, what was the chicken nuggets? What was the chicken nuggets in the chicken sandwich, the McChicken? Right? And that's when you realize, and McDonald's goes, oh, no. They weren't chicken nuggets. They were McNuggets. That's a McChicken. So they don't call, they go out of their way and go, hey, listen, all we telling you is it tastes like chicken. The selects, that's chicken. This other shit, it ain't. It's chicken products. It's chicken stuff in there. It's a lot of good chicken flavored shit in there. That's what they mean. You know, so if you thinking pistachio ice cream contain actual pistachios in the United States of America in 2024, you're out of your fucking mind. Do you understand? You understand? Like I know for a fact that it ain't no grapes in a grape now or later. Or in a grape soda. It ain't no grapes in there. That's not blowing my mind. Not at all. You know? Now maybe if you tell me that you're new here, you know. Now what I will say is real butter in a dish of butter pecan is not a good analogy. A better analogy would be real pecans. Now that I will say, if it's pistachio ice cream and it got what looks like nuts in it and those ain't pistachios, then we got a problem. You understand? You feel me? But most pistachio ice cream just tastes like pistachios. It don't have pistachio in it. But a pecan ice cream has pecans in it. Now those got to be pecans for sure. It's got to be butter flavored pecan. or nothing. If it's something in there that looked like nuts, and then that ain't the real nut, now we got it. Now I'm more on your side there, because what the fuck is that? Now I feel like you kind of. I mean, you were misleading me before, but we've all decided collectively that like we're okay with that somehow. But this, if you're saying there should have that they were advertising pistachio ice cream, and then when you look at the ice cream, there is what appears to be pistachios in the ice cream, like whole pistachios, and then you found out that ain't pistachio. I can see. Yeah, I can see. We gotta go see what the jury think about that. Yeah, for sure. All right. Such weighty questions about a favorite summertime confection could soon be decided by the courts. A federal judge in New York has given the go-ahead to a Long Island woman's class action lawsuit that claims consumers are being duped by Cold Stone Creamery when they purchase certain flavors that do not contain their represented ingredients. Lead plaintiff Jenna Marie Duncan purchased her serving of pistachio ice cream from a Cold Stone Creamery store in Levittown, New York, in or around July 2022. According to the lawsuit, Duncan reasonably believed that the pistachio ice cream she purchased from the defendant contained pistachio. But Duncan later learned, after reading the company's website, there were no pistachios. A member of the cashew family in the frozen dairy product, but rather pistachio flavoring that's defined as a mixture of water, ethanol, propylene glycol, natural and artificial flavor, yellow number 5 and blue number 1, according to the lawsuit. When consumers purchase pistachio ice cream, they expect pistachios, not a concoction of processed ingredients. Duncan's lawsuit reads, noting that, okay, these inflections are fucking me up. When consumers purchase pistachio ice cream, they expect pistachios, not a concoction of processed ingredients, Duncan's lawsuit reads, noting that competitors such as Haagen-Dazs use real pistachios in their ice cream. Now, I did not know that. Duncan also takes issue with the ingredients in Cold Stone's mango, coconut, orange, mint, butter pecan ice creams, and its orange sorbet. A message was left by the Associated Press seeking comment from Duncan's attorney, U.S. District Court Judge Gary R. Brown, whose sometimes tongue-in-cheek court ruling is sprinkled with song lyrics about ice cream, from Louis Prima's Banana Split for My Baby to Will Yankovic's I Love Rocky Road, writes how the case raises a deceptively complex question about the reasonable expectations of plaintiff and like-minded ice cream aficionados. I guess that's why he a judge and I'm a podcaster, because he put it into more succinct terms here. Yeah, it's a deceptively complex question about the reasonable expectations of a plaintiff. Right. Are you justified is it reasonable to expect there to be real pistachios and pistachio ice cream? Right? Is it reasonable for you to expect there to be real chicken in a McChicken? Well, for it to be 100% chicken. In fact, I don't know if they still saying the chicken selects are 100% chicken. We got to go back and check on that. I ain't eaten McDonald's in a long time. Should a consumer, let's see what the judge says. For the flavors named in the lawsuit, he said consumers are able to see for themselves there are no chunks of what appear to be any specific ingredient in the ice cream that will indicate a particular ice cream contains a certain ingredient. Bro, am I clairvoyant? Did I tell you? Oh, maybe when you look at things logically and reasonably, you tend to come to the same conclusions. Maybe me and this genius judge are thinking exactly the same. Like, yeah, well, you do have some expectation if you're being actively deceived. But if it's not nothing in there trying to make you think, other than the name, then that's questionable to me. There have been numerous lawsuits filed over the years about products not living up to the advertising hype, including suits against fast food restaurants for not providing big, juicy burgers or a soda not providing promised health benefits. There have also been lawsuits over products not containing ingredients they purport to contain. Brown notes in his ruling that some of these disputes have led to an etymological analysis over whether a word such as vanilla is being used by a company as a noun to reflect an actual ingredient in a product or simply as an adjective to describe a flavor. Whoa, okay, that's deeper. Yeah. But the judge acknowledged it's a tricky argument for an ice cream manufacturer to make when it comes to modern-day flavors, noting when one orders a Moose Tracks ice cream cone, the hoof prints of the largest member of the deer family linguistically acts as an adjective. Okay, and that's where they cut off at. Hey, listen, home run reporting there, Susan Haig. Just end us on a little cliffhanger there. Yeah, I mean, just simply containing the word, right? Is it an adjective, or is it just is it a descriptor? Is it an ingredient? You know. So some of y'all listen, guys. Marriage is a legal contract. Some of y'all gonna try to do this with your wife. Well, baby, technically, what? Am I husband or husband flavored? You know, you can't do that. You already have a contract, basically. No. I don't know. I don't know whose side I'm really on. I mean, listen, I guess no, I'm on her side. I think her stance is a little unreasonable, is a little to the left. But her goal, the result will be, listen, the Cold Stone is definitely trying to mislead you, is what I'm saying. Their goal is for you to not, because otherwise they would tell you. They don't say, hey, our ice cream doesn't contain real nuts or whatever. They don't say that because they don't want you to know that. It's not something they think helps them for you to know. Companies give you every piece of information they think helps them. And so if this information didn't, if they wanted you to know this information, they would tell you. So there's a reason they don't want you to know. It's because it doesn't help them. Now, and that the big conundrum is reasonable is relative. Like it's reasonable to me. I think people of fairly above average intelligence, it's reasonable to them. But like, of course there's not pistachio. Unless you made that shit yourself, it ain't no fucking pistachios in it. But who knows? I think companies should have to just tell you when the real, if something is in the name, they should have to tell you that it's not the real shit. If it's not, I think everybody should have to divulge all that shit. By the way, this ain't my car. By the way, this ain't my hair. I don't know, but we don't live in that world. I'm rooting for this lady, even though I'm pretty sure that she's not the type of person that I want to hang out with. She seemed like that kind of person. I don't know if y'all are caught up on the episodes, but a couple episodes ago, it was a guy that like class action lawsuit because I think the 32-ounce cup at the movie theater only held 30 ounces. He was beside himself. And it's like he's right, but like I hope you win, but I'm not supporting you. And I'm not donating any money or coming down there. Adam. I mean, I'm talking about it on my podcast, which is, I don't think it's big enough to move the needle, but it's going to inform somebody. It's going to inform somebody out, thousands of subscribers. It'll tell them about it, but it's mostly for entertainment purposes. I don't think many of them are going to be moved to add their name to the. I too have been wounded by Cold Stone, and I'm gonna spend this whole afternoon writing up my side of the story in hopes that 4 years from now I'll get to split a check and go deposit my 3 cents. That's why people don't get involved in class action lawsuits, because they're never big enough. I would love for a class action lawsuit to destroy a company, to put a company out of business, like dismantle you. Sell everything and pay everybody everything that's left. That's what I want to see. Because most Americans don't participate in class action lawsuits because every person that has, you get a check for 25 cents. And so you're like, that's not even worth the time it's going to take me to testify or fill out this form or whatever. I could be making 25 cents doing something else. I think I got a class action lawsuit for 19 cents. When Bank of America got caught scamming people. Man, every time I say Bank of America, I think about this cunt in this bank. Two banks have done it to me. The Bank of America lady fucking 20 years ago, and then a USAA person, where they both were doing some fucking shady shit, and they, as representatives of the bank, they both told me, well, if you know how to manage your finances. It's like, bitch, what this got to do with this? So when I used to work at the Pentagon very briefly, and there's a Bank of America in the Pentagon. There's a couple of banks in there. So like the whole place is set up so you ain't got to leave. So like, it's a dentist in that motherfucker, everything in that motherfucker. So I'm in this Bank of America, and this is back when I was really bad at, I'm not great at managing my money, but I'm pretty good, But they were doing, but this is me out the Marine Corps, like still used to go and check the check and not, and I'll never forget, like, they used to do this shit where they would put your transactions in whatever order meant they got to charge you the most fees. You understand what I'm saying? So let's say you went out on let's say you went out on a okay, for the sake of purpose, let's say you got $10 left in your checking account, right? And you go out and you buy something that's $2, right? And then you buy something that's $5, and then you buy something that's $4. Okay, now that's $11. So now you done overdrafted, right? And then you buy something that's $25, right? So what's that? That's 2 overdraft fees. You overdrafted on the $1, you overdrafted on the $25. But what Bank of America would do is they would switch the transactions and make the $25 first, right? So now you already overdrafted from that first transaction, and then they would charge you a fee for all the other ones, for all the little ones. So instead of you having one $25 overdraft fee, you would have 4 $25 overdraft fees. And when I went into the bank about this, I was like, excuse me, and here's the other side of it is that what they would show you when you checked your bank account. So I had to do screenshots and everything because, you could do this over the course of a weekend because the transactions don't post till the end of the weekend. And, as it was showing you how much money you had left, it was showing you in the order that the transactions was happening. But then when all the transactions hit, they would, and so they obviously have plausible deniability or whatever the fuck. But I remember sitting in the bank and complaining about this, like, excuse me, like I'm all for paying the overdraft fee, that's fine. But why is it I'm not gonna pay 4 overdraft fees? When it was like I wasn't overdrafted, because I gave a shitty example, but it's like I wasn't overdrafted when I made those other few purchases. So why am I paying a fee for that? And this bitch was like, well, look, if you were better at managing your money. Yeah, straight up. That's why now whenever I talk to people in the bank, I'm recording the conversation. I don't give a fuck if it's illegal, whatever. At the bank and at the doctor, you need to fucking record that shit for sure. And then maybe 6 months later, that they lost a class action lawsuit about this very thing. You know what I mean? Same thing happened at USAA. They didn't lose a class action lawsuit, at least not yet. But that's why I don't fuck with neither one of them banks. USAA can suck my dick. Bank of America can suck my dick. I go with any other thing. I'll go with a credit union that you started from across the street, around the way credit union, before I fuck with USAA or Bank of America. Do I have? Nope. I don't even got car insurance through them no more. I don't even know why I still got the shit. Anyway. Yeah, I'm on her side tentatively, is what I'm trying to say. I'm on her side, theoretically. All right, one more and then we can get the fuck out of here. One more. Airbnb renters refuse to leave, put up a no trespassing sign on North Carolina woman's property. What? Man, the squatting shit is getting crazy right now. But squatting in an Airbnb is wild. That's nasty work. Okay. A months-long Airbnb rental has become a nightmare for the North Carolina host because the renters refuse to leave. A single parent in the Triangle is out money and now is having to fight to get her property back. Now they're refusing to leave until there's an eviction order. I think they're just trying to gain time to stay there for free because they haven't paid. This all started when Raman's most recent Airbnb guest made a long-term rental reservation through Airbnb. They checked in on October 25th with a checkout date of May 24th. When Raman's cleaning lady went to clean the rental, the renters were still there. They answered the door and they said, "No, we haven't moved out." She said, "Should I come tomorrow?" And they said, "No, don't come back." Wow. Raman then went to the rental with the police, and the renters promised the police officer they would leave first thing in the morning. The next morning, the renters were still not gone. Instead, a handwritten no trespassing sign was on the front door that stated, "We will vacate the property when you file the proper paperwork with the civil magistrate for an eviction, for we are legal residents of this home. This is my place, and I'm counting on this income. My son is in college. I'm a single parent." That sounded like that was all on the note. No, just the the legal residence of this home was the end of the note. Yeah, that's bold. That's bold. Raman contacted Airbnb for help, and she already had another long-term renter booked through Airbnb ready to move in. She said Airbnb has not been helpful. They're sending me messages, so please, okay. Attorney Maya Davis with the law offices of James Scott Farron said when guests stay longer than 90 days, it's typically considered a holdover tenant. The longer they stay, the more rights they develop. So the quicker you can act and get them out of there, the better it is. She suggests a host's first step is to call the police when the guest won't leave. And if the police won't take action, you need to file with the courts right away. You may have to file what we call the summary ejectment, which means that you want this person out, but you have to go through the court proceedings. So at that point, you have to give notice. You have to file and serve papers. You have to appear in court and get the court to grant that. Before you just remove someone from the property. Troubleshooter Diane Wilson did go to Raman's rental. No one answered the door. Well, yeah. Yeah, that's tough. These squatters this is kind of nuts, man. Because, the original squatters protections were to prevent people from just hoarding property. You know what I mean? Like people would have some house that nobody's touched in 100 years, and just sitting there dilapidating. And you could imagine if that person were allowed to do that in so many places. You know what I mean? It was just, and then somebody find themselves like if I find a cabin in the woods and I start living in it, like an abandoned cabin, and then, and then you digging through some old papers and realize, oh, my granddaddy owned that land out there. Now, but there's a family there. Fuck them. I'm gonna kick them out. Like it was designed for that situation. Like, they were made back in them homesteader days, But now people bold as shit. I ain't even gonna lie. You know what I'm saying? I know who this ain't happening to. You feel me? Bro, I would have every crackhead in the city on the payroll, breaking into your shit. You know what I mean? Vandalizing your shit, all that. I would make you feel real uncomfortable. You can't do anything that make it look like it was you. You know what I mean? But I would definitely take all the utilities and shit out my name. Right away, bitch. No Wi-Fi in this bitch. No Wi-Fi, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm turning off that hot water. I'm not paying the city to pick up the trash. Like you're gonna have to do all that shit yourself since you a resident. Since you're a legal resident. Yeah, I would just make it real uncomfortable for you. But you're gonna get the fuck out of my house. You know what I mean? You're gonna just have to sue. Or we like I said, get up there and get some real, because I'm just calculating the money that I'm gonna lose. I would just get that to the local gang. Be like, go up in there and get everybody the fuck up out of there. You know what I mean? Just like that, straight up. You go fuck the police. What you getting the police involved for? Nah, y'all want to play games? I got games for you. You know what I'm saying? Or had a homie sitting out there waiting, wait for one of y'all to leave the house. You got to go do something. Kidnap one of y'all niggas. Kidnap one of y'all niggas. I mean, and drop their ass off at the house that you put down as your address from Airbnb. You know what I mean? Nah, kidnap one of y'all niggas. Okay. And then help you look for her. Oh, man, you know what? I would be able to focus my full attention on it, you know, if somebody wasn't living in my motherfucking house. Straight like that. I mean, I'm just thinking petty. I don't know what I actually would do. I would actually obviously need more time to plan my own revenge, but I know it ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna be in that motherfucker for long. You ain't gonna be in that motherfucker for long, or as long, and you ain't gonna be comfortable in that motherfucker for none. From day one, I'm making it uncomfortable. I swear to God. The first thing I'm doing is turning off the Wi-Fi. You know what I mean? First thing I'm doing is turn off the Wi-Fi, putting a cell phone jammer, anything I gotta do to make living there not comfortable for you. So not only you got no Wi-Fi, but you ain't even got a good signal, bitch. You ain't even got a good, you gotta go outside and, like Parasite, you gotta damn find a spot on top of the, man, why do we always end every episode on a negative note? Also, guys, check me out this past Friday. So I went to LA to do, my friend Taylor Thomason is killing the game right now. She's the host of CBS's After Midnight. It's like a pretend game show thing. Very similar to At Midnight, but it's the spiritual successor to At Midnight. And I went there to do that. It was a lot of fun. There's clips on YouTube. I'm sure you can watch it on the CBS app or whatever. But it was a lot of fun. Myself, Kelsey Cook, Blair Saki. It was because, you know, we're all friends with Taylor, so it was good. It was a great experience. So go ahead and check that out. Don't forget, if you want to support the podcast, like, comment, subscribe, share. Goddamn, if you got any questions for the advice champ, you want advice, email me at BSwithBrianSimpson@gmail.com. And you come see me on tour at BrianSimpsonComedy.com. Thanks for listening.